Hi everyone, my name's Alex. Let's get started today standing. I'll be guiding us through a 30-minute yoga class today. So start standing with your feet out at about hip distance. Take a moment. The key ingredient today is going to be noticing which way your knees point. Okay, so if you ever suffer from knee pain, usually what's happening is the hips are getting really tight or the ankles are getting really tight. Nature will always take the path of least resistance. So if your hips don't have a lot of mobility and your ankles don't have a lot of mobility, then the place that gets mobile is the knees, and that causes the knees to kind of rotate and twist, and doesn't really feel good over time. So the knees are a hinge joint. Okay, the ankles have a lot more range, and the hips are supposed to have a lot more range, but the knee itself is just like a door hinge. The best movement that it can take, or the most ideal, is just straight forward and back. Okay, if you suffer from knee pain, one thing that I hope this class leaves you with is a higher sense of awareness. I know for myself, I started to feel a little bit tweaky in my knees. And what I realize is when I'm standing and I'm talking to people, or I'm doing my dishes, or I'm just standing at my house, I started to notice my foot turns out a little bit. And you might find this is something that you do as well. If you have one of your feet turned out, but you're still facing one direction, then look what happens to the knee. The ankle's turned this way, the knee is turned this way because the pelvis is turned this way. So does it feel bad in a moment? Not really. It's very slightly uncomfortable, but repetitive movements over time really tend to add up. So the more you keep your knee out of alignment, this is kind of drop to the inner arch, the more it's going to create that torsion on the knee. So the key ingredient in today's class is to notice that your knees are always in line with your middle toes. Knees always in line with the middle toes. And so if we can drill that into the body for the next 30 minutes, then hopefully not only will your knees feel a lot better and your hips will be targeted to be more open, but as you move throughout the day, you'll have that higher sense of awareness and hopefully avoid knee pain. And if you're dealing with any knee issues, then it'll help to kind of rehab it, because the more you get the knees off track, the worse and worse it's going to get. So we'll start hip distance, knees in line with the middle toes. Take a moment, just bring your hands together at the heart center. Being mindful and intentional of the physical body is the yoga practice for our physical self. Let's come to the breath. Fully inhale through the nose. And just sigh out anything you're holding on to. The way we breathe is the yoga for the nervous system and our subtle energy. Deep breath in. And just let it go. Notice that sense of release that follows the exhalations. One more fully in. And letting go. Lastly, have a mantra in your mind. A single word that you repeat through the inhalation or through the exhalation. If you'd like to join me, I've been really enjoying using the sound Om. So we'll take one sound of Om. You can hum, or you can join me with Om. Deep breath in. Om. And now silently in your mind, continue to Om as you breathe in. And continue to Om as you breathe out. The postures we take is the yoga for the body. The way you breathe, the yoga for the nervous system and subtle energy. And that sound of Om, or your mantra, is the yoga for your mind. We bring with it a sense of awareness and intention to the different layers that make up our experience. Release your arms down by your sides. Stretch through your fingertips. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. As you press down from your heels and your ball mounts, reach through the top of your head. Then start to slide your arms wider. Think of your body like a 5-pointed star. Reach your fingertips away from one another, right hand from the left hand. Energetically push down into your heels. Pull your heels apart. Feel your outer glutes engage. Feel your collarbones, your chest spread now into the space you've made. Take a deep breath in. And letting it go through the exhales. Mentally Om as you inhale. Om as you exhale. Start to reach your arms straight up and down now. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Now elevate your shoulders. Use your shoulders to pull up on your armpits. Pull up on the sides of your waist. Be as tall as you can possibly be from your heels and ball mounds up through your fingertips. Notice if your rib cage started to lift, causing a back bend in the lower spine. Pull front ribs down and in. Now, creating this space with breath and with sound. Silent ohms as you inhale. Silent ohms as you exhale. One more. Give it that good morning stretch. Inhale deep. Hands to prayer. Exhale out. Let's find a little bit of a flow. Inhale, mountain pose. Stretch through your fingertips. Sweep wide. Sweep up. Exhale, sweep wide. Forward fold. Bend your knees. Tilt your hips. Bow the length of your spine, keeping it nice and straight as you move towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Push off of your shins. Put that little bend in your knees, maybe generous at first so that you can feel the length of the lower spine. Pull your hips back. Reach the top of your head forward. Think of the maximum length from the top of your head to the base of your sit bones. Take a breath in. Now get lighter and lighter on the hands. Sweep them back behind you. Palms together, interlace your fingers. Bend your elbows at first so you can press your thumbs into the back of your sacrum. As your thumbs press into your sacrum, use that to roll your shoulders open, then squeeze your elbows towards each other. Breath in. Exhale, tilt your hips, chest expanded, forward fold. Start to straighten your arms. Shake your head loose. Sway it side to side. Rotate it into a no pattern. Lift and lower it into a yes pattern. Then ideally start to notice that the head's kind of hanging down like a bowling ball attached to a rope. Can you lift through the back of your head, re-elongating the line from the top of the head through the neck to the base of the spine. Breath in. Gentle twist. Exhale, twist to the right, bend your left knee. Move your hips a little side to side. Move your head from shoulder to shoulder. Let's come back to center. Bend your right knee, exhale, twist to the left. Head goes from shoulder to shoulder, hips goes from side to side, and you just explore the length from the back of the neck to the lower spine. Om through the inhale. Let's come back to center, release your hands down to the mat, and then scoop up your heels. Let's bring the feet a little closer together. Lift your heels, slide your fingers underneath the backs of the ankles so that you're stepping right on the meat of the palms. Thumbs stay on the outside. Bend your knees as much as you need to shuffle your elbows behind your legs and touch your chest to your thighs. Now tilt your pelvis forward, gaze towards your knees or shins, and lengthen the top of your head down towards your big toes. Pull your shoulders back away from your ears, lengthening through your neck. Now flex your biceps, pull with your hands. Flex your quadriceps, start to straighten your knees. How far you go is related to your breath. Go only as far as your breath can be full and smooth. And with it, can you chant that silent Om? Oming to the inhale. One thought, one vibration to reverberate through the mind, cleansing the mind of all other thoughts. Stay for the exhale. Let's take the hands out from underneath the heels. Press back off the shins. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, squat round and curl. Place your fingertips down in front of you. Tent up the palms. Squeeze the fingertips like you're squeezing onto two balls. And then lift your heels. Tuck your chin to your chest. Touch your forehead to your knees. Squeeze energetically your arms against the outsides of your legs. In opposition, press your legs against your arms. Feel your outer glutes and your chest working with each other. As you pull the chin in, can you move the shoulder blades apart and breathe into your upper back? Cycle the breath. Long Om through the inhale. Long Oms through the exhale. Breath to movement flow. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms wide. Trace a giant circle around you. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Inhale, mountain, sweep wide and up. Exhale, forward fold, sweep wide and bow. Inhale, halfway lift, press off your shins. Exhale, squat round and curl. Heels down, inhale, mountain pose. One more time with the mantra, oming to the top. Hands to prayer, om as you consolidate your energy. Sweep up, om in. Sweep wide and fold, om out. Half lift, om in. Tuck round and curl, om out. Adding on, heels down, inhale, mountain pose, sweep up. Imagine you're grabbing for a pull-up bar this time. Exhale, pull your elbows down and wide. Brace your core muscles. Bend your knees a little. Inhale, add a back bend. Push down into your heels in ball mounts. Bring your tailbone slightly under. Use the angle shift in your hips to create a space for the low back to lift. Take the top of your head, reach it away from your ball mounts. Draw the shoulders back from the ears, lengthen through your neck. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep up. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Let's bend the knees. Inhale, chair pose, sit down, sit back. Okay, so we're changing it into a bent leg position. Take a look at the knees. Are they still in line with the middle toes? If you need, turn the big toes slightly in or out. And then either pull your feet away from each other or roll the inner thighs back. See how that changes where the knees point. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands to thighs, push. Press your hands into your thighs, press your thighs into your hands. Use that to scoop the tailbone under and to move the tailbone back. We're adjusting the angle of the pelvis and feeling the relationship to the lower spine. In a moment, we're going to take a twist to the right, and this is where we start to check in with the knees. The pelvis and the knees may try to rotate, so can you isolate that from below the waist? You're going to stay still so that from above the waist, you can rotate the spine by itself. Here we go. Right hand stays on the right thigh. Push, breathe in. Exhale, twist, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. There's no rush for the elbow to touch the thigh. Look down, notice if your knees are still in line with those middle toes or have they started to shift, turning in or out of the arches or pinky sides. The more you can isolate the pelvis and stability, the more you can rotate your spine. Take your right hand, place it on your left palm and push. Draw your shoulders back from your ears and then move your head from shoulder to shoulder, looking for the equal length on the sides of the neck. Wherever you are, breathe with your mantra, Om, as you inhale. Challenge your legs, Om, as you exhale. Sit a little deeper maybe. Let's come out of it. Inhale, mountain pose. It's a lot on the quads, so we'll give them a nice release. Palms together, interlace your fingers, flip your grip so the palms face up into the ceiling. We contracted the right side waist. Now let's lengthen it. Inhale, reach up and over to the left. Imagine pressing the heels of your palms against the ceiling, then towards the left side wall. Step your right foot back and to the left. Get up onto your right ball mat and see, here's where you pay attention to the rotation of your right ankle and then the alignment of your right knee. Check in with the alignment of your left knee. So as we start to cross the legs, can you keep that foundation, knees in line with the middle toes? Return back to center, breathe in. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. Bend both knees, inhale, chair pose, sit down, sit back. Left hand to the top of the left thigh, push. Pull your thighs in to move your tailbone back. Exhale, twist, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. As you go into the rotation, notice if the knees started to twist. Are they still in line with the middle toes? You can look down and check. Are they in line with each other from left to right? Then if they are, left hand to right hand, you push. And if not, you keep adjusting. Move the hips a little side to side. See if you can wiggle your way to a place that feels good. Draw your shoulders back from your ears. And breathe, oming through your inhale. Challenge the depths of your legs. Inhale, mountain pose, reach high. Palms together, interlace your finger, opposite finger on top, flip your grip. Brace your front ribs in. Inhale, reach up and over to the right. First, accessing the side bend. Now, a little bend in the right knee. Take your left foot, step it back and to the right. Check in which way the ankle and the foot rotate so that the knee's still in line with the left middle toes. Even though it's a strange angle, when you look down, that same foundation should remain the same. Firm your thighs together and drop your hips. Then lift up and over the right side waist. Fill the shape with breath, oming through the inhale. Fill it with sound, oming through the exhale. Inhale, return to center, feet together. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, mountain, sweep high. Sweep wide, exhale, forward fold to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, low lunge, step your left foot way back. Have your feet looking like they're standing on two train tracks, about hip distance from each other, with your knees in line with your middle toes. So you can rotate your feet in or out as much as you need to keep those knees pointing straight forward, to keep those toes pointing straight forward. Bend your left knee, inhale, sink your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs, round and curl your spine 2 times with the breath. Inhale, hips low. Maybe you get lighter on the fingers. Exhale, straight legs, round curl. One more. Inhale, hips low, chest up. Exhale, straight legs, round curl. Now we challenge. Inhale, hips low. Hover your left knee a few inches off the mat. The knees may want to twist here. To help stabilize, squeeze your feet towards each other. Engage your glutes to bring your tailbone under, then slowly start to walk your hands up on top of your right thigh and push. Press hands to thigh, thigh lightly into the hands. That's going to help you draw the right hip back. Now twist left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Start to straighten your back knee, keeping your back heel lifted over your back ball mount. We're looking to extend that nice healthy line from the left heel through the pelvis and spine. Then like we did in the prayer twist or from our chair position, right hand on top of the left hand push. Take your shoulders back from your ears. Breath in. Exhale, gently release your hands down to the mat. Right arm reaches out to the right. Inhale, twist from the lunge position. Use your left palm, stick it to the ground, pull it to the left to turn your belly, ribs, and chest. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand to the mat, spin your back heel down. Inhale, warrior 2, push into your back heel to assist the lift to the upright position. As we go through this warrior flow, which is reverse warrior, extended side angle, and back to warrior 2, that same rule applies. Does the knee try to fall into the arch or out to the pinky side edge? Can you keep your knee in line with your middle toes? Not a lot changes in the leg position. The pelvis takes a slight rotation as you go through this little warrior flow. Fundamental, knees in line with middle toes. If you need to straighten that right leg, let's do it. It's a lot of bent leg position, so give it a breath in. And then exhale, rebend your right knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Let's take left hand on the left hip, lightly pull down. Lift up on the left lower rib. Sweep your right arm against the wall in front of you, then up to the sky and back. Pull up on the right armpit. Check in with the space between the right shoulder and the right side of your neck. Soften it. Breath in. Exhale, extended side angle. First, arm on the inside. Push your knee open, but oppose that. Keeping that fundamental, knee in line with the middle toes. Squeeze your leg against your arm. Now the opposite. Arm goes to the outside of the leg. Push the leg inward, and your leg opposes. Push the thigh against the arm. You just felt your outer glute and your inner groin really work to stabilize this pose. Take your top arm, reach it forward over your left ear. Inhale, star pose, toes out, heels in. Exhale, horse, bend your knees, sit nice and low. Get a little sway going side to side. Fundamental, knees in line with the middle toes. You assist that by either using your outer glutes to open the knees and groins, or you turn your feet in or out to accommodate that. But in the end, you want to have knees in line with middle toes. Inhale, star pose. Let's bring it up. Exhale, horse. Inhale, rise. Parallel your feet. Pull your heels away from each other. Exhale, bend your knees, tilt your hips. Bow the length of your spine forward. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, low lunge to the front of the mat. Step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen forward and lengthen out. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. This time, step your right foot way back into a low lunge. Sink your hips, hover your right knee, go to fingertips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, straighten your legs, round and curl your spine. 2 times with the breath. Inhale, hips down, chest up. Exhale, straight legs, round and curl. With the Om, inhale, hips down, Om as you breathe in. Exhale, straight legs, Om out. Bend your left knee, hover your right knee light or off of the mat. Then walk your hands back on top of your left thigh and push. As the hands press the thigh presses lightly into the palms, tracking the left thigh bone in and back. Lean forward, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh to help with the twist. Did the knees fall into the arches or bow out to the pinky sides? Can you keep the pressure even from your big toe mounds to your pinky toe mounds? Left hand joins the right hand, straighten up your back knee. We're isolating the pelvis to face downwards so that the spine can find the full rotation. Inhale, oming through your breath in. Oming through the exhale. Om in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right hand down in line with the left heel and shin. Left arm out, inhale, twisting lunge. Same thing, did the knees fall into the arches or bow out? Can you keep that pressure balance on the feet the same? Exhale, release your left hand down. Spin your back heel down, inhale, warrior 2, rise. So the back foot turns slightly forward so that the right knee can stay in line with the right middle toes. And if the back foot turns too far out, you'll see that the left knee collapses towards the arch. So the footwork's so important to accommodate knees in line with middle toes, taking care of the joints. All right, let's release the left quad for a moment. Inhale, straighten your knee. Stay for the exhale. One more, fully in. Re-engage. Exhale, bend your left knee. Down into your warrior 2 we go. Right hand on the right hip. Inhale, reverse warrior. Pull down with your right thumb and index. Use that as a marker to lift the right sideways. As you focus on the feeling of the left side of your body opening, what happened to your knees? See, yoga is all about relationship. We're moving the spine, we're moving the arm, we're moving the head and neck, but we're staying connected to how this may cause a reaction into the knees, into the ankles, into the feet. Inhale deep. Exhale, extended side angle. First, left arm on the inside of the thigh, push outward. Oppose, squeeze your leg against your arm. Inner groin engages. Other side, arm goes to the outside of the thigh, push inward. Oppose, pressing the thigh outward, outer glute engages. From there, take your top arm, reach forward. Breathe. Inhale, star pose, toes out, heels in. Exhale, horse. We'll add a couple lateral movements to this one. Inhale, star, bring it up. Exhale, bend into your right knee as you sit towards the right heel, knees in line with middle toes. There's the idea. Inhale up. Exhale, bend into your left knee, knees in line with middle toes. Inhale, rise. One more time, each side. Exhale to the right. Breathe and om. Inhale, oming through the breath in. To the left, oming through the breath out. Inhale up. Parallel your feet. Exhale, tilt your hips. And this one, we will have hands on the mat, staying for a couple breaths. Go to fingertips, rise. Inhale. Walk just your hands over to the right. Left hand grabs the outside of the right pinky, or the pinky side edge of the right foot. Notice if your left knee or your left hip started to twist and turn with you. Can you pull the left hip back? From there, bend your left elbow downward. Pull your left shoulder back from your ear. Use your right hand on the outside of the right shin to give yourself a little bit of a twist to the right. Wherever you are, feel your breath. Slowly walk the hands to the middle and other side. Right hand grabs pinky side edge of the left foot. Left hand on the outer left shin. First, pull back on that right hip, keeping the knees in line with the middle toes. Bend your right elbow, dropping the right elbow and shoulder down. Draw the shoulders back from your ears, then use the left palm to help you with the rotation. Move your head from side to side. Now breathe consciously, oming through your inhale, oming through your exhale. Come back to center. Let's go straight down the middle. Grab outside edges of both your feet, pinky side edge. Inhale, quarter lift your chest. Exhale, bend your elbows wide, drop your shoulders back from your ears. Tilt your hips forward, feel the stretch in the backs of the legs. As you take the shoulders back, feel the length on your neck. Long om through the breath in. Long om through the breath out. Hands under shoulders, inhale, halfway lift. Pivot and turn to the front, exhale, low lunge. Step forward, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, squat, round, and curl. This time come all the way down to a seat. Let's extend the legs straight out in front. Bend both knees. Rotate your thighs so the toes point in, toes point out. And then ideally, knees and toes point straight up to the sky. Push down on your heels and then bend your knees, pulling your heels towards your pelvis. This is going to make you posture up. Reach your arms a little taller. Exhale, tilt your hips forward, seated forward fold. Hands can grab either sides of the feet. Pull, taking the heart forward and the shoulders back. Once your head, neck, and spine feel long, start to straighten your knees. All relative, there's no place you have to get to. Can you really be where you are and explore the feeling of your practice? The edge is one of the most difficult places to find. It's easy to push too hard that we create force and resistance. It's easy to hang back in the comfort zone, but can you show up to that place where the sensation grows, but the breath still flows? That's the place of change. Can you show up in your mind, noticing not a fight in your thoughts, nor allowing the thoughts to simply move through their distracted state unconsciously, but coming to that place where the breath is conscious and the thoughts are conscious. Om or hum, that vibration so powerful in balancing and centering the mind. Inhale, slowly lift your chest. Scooch forward, come all the way down to your back. Then hug your knees into your armpits. Roll your ankles around. Rock your thighs forward and back a little, feeling tailbone anchor and tailbone lift. Happy baby pose. Slide your hands down, grab the outside edges of the feet. Point your feet to the sky and then check in. If there's tension on the inner groin or if they're maybe too open, sometimes that'll cause the foot to rotate inside or outside that right knee and left knee. So are your knees in line with the middle toes? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, and it's hard to make a change because you feel tension on the groins, then instead of grabbing the feet, grab the bottoms of the thighs. All right knee hugs in, left leg goes long. Exhale, supine twist. Use your left heel on the ground to help lift your hips. Stack your right hip on top of your left hip. Then shuffle the shoulders side to side until you can plant both shoulder blades flat to the mat. Pick up your head, rotate it to the right. Let's change the mantra a little. Now, if you're using Om through every inhalation, have an intention. What energy do you want to take with you as you leave the mat behind? Clearing the mind is such a powerful part of the practice, but then taking the mindful steps into the rest of your day, because if your mind is clear, you'll become very sensitive to whatever you experience next. Let's come back to center. Left knee hugs in, right leg goes long. Exhale, supine twist. Lift your left hip over your right hip. Shimmy the shoulders so they're flush on the mat. Pick up your head, rotate it to the left. Sometimes having a distracted mind is safe because tiny little things won't bother you. We're too distracted to notice them. There's great potency that follows great clarity. And so setting an intention for your day, how would you like to feel? What energy would you like to experience? And what energy would you like to give to the world around you? Put it into a phrase or a word. Let's come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Big squeeze. Forehead to knees. Exhale, final Shavasana. And so you wiggle shoulder blades under, nesting the heart tall. Rotate the thighs a couple times, feeling your lower back and your hips. And then ultimately, let your body rest for at least 2 to 5 minutes. 10, if possible, would really be ideal. Take a deep breath in. Just like the beginning of class, sigh it out with your intention. Repeat it in your mind as you breathe in. And maybe long ohms as you exhale, or just sigh. And as the body relaxes and releases, feed your intention. So if the energy you want to cultivate is a sense of joy or a sense of calm, see it in your mind. What does it look like? Write the story, paint the picture. See yourself calm with a relaxed expression on your face, a softness in the eyes and jaw. There's an infinite array of energies that we can connect to. Ultimately, the one we experience is the one we feed with our awareness. When we're highly reactive, we take in the energy from the outside world. Yogic practice is an opportunity to rinse away those external stimulants and come back into a centered, balanced place. And in clarity, plant a seed of intention, a seed of energy in the fertile soils of your empty mind. If you have the time, please stay on your mat, stay in practice, stay in Shavasana. Maybe let it all go and just become aware. Sit in awareness. What do you hear? What do you see? What do you feel? And then gathering your intention before you leave the mat behind, remembering why you come to the mat, what energy you'll give to yourself as a gift, not just for you, but for everyone you come in contact with. So may your practice center and clear your mind and bring you to that mindful, intentional state. As we touch thumbs to third eye center, we honor the intuition. May it guide your words, your thoughts, your actions. Thank you so much, and until next time, namaste.